In today's session of this media literacy. This is for the first time in the country that two institutions have joined hands to launch this kind of program. So this is basically we have designed this intense course on media literacy for students. So there are some very distinct things which I would like to tell to all those who are present in this session. Firstly, talking about this collaboration, the joint effort that has been made by Adamas University and Delhi Metropolitan Education. Adamas University is a Kolkata-based university, and it is one of the most prestigious private sector university in the eastern part of the country. And talking about Delhi Metropolitan Education, this is an institution located in Noida, and this is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. And we offer three different programs in law, management, and media. And talking about this DME Media School, which has basically initiated and joined hands with Adamas University in launching this media literacy for students. The basic idea behind is that media literacy is something which needs to be understood by the younger people. No doubt we offer undergraduate and master's program in journalism and mass communication, but then the way the world is moving today, the happenings which are there in India as far as the media content is concerned, as far as the social media is concerned, because what happens in social media, particularly talking about Facebook and WhatsApp, in WhatsApp, a lot of forward messages happen, and everybody, each one of us is involved in this forwarding, and we forward all kind of messages without looking into the genuineness, the reliability, the veracity of those messages. So a lot of time we simply become an instrument in the hands of the people who are basically rumor mongers, who basically try to cause some damage to the society, and we never look into whether the message that we are forwarding is genuine, is truth or not, and whether it would cause some damage to the society. And a lot of times this has happened. A number of incidents we can quote here, wherein certain rumors were spread through these WhatsApp messages, and which caused communal riots, all other kind of frenzy in the beating, in the deaths of the people. So we have to be beware of such things. Now, how all this can happen? The only way that this can happen, that people have to be made more literate as far as understanding media is concerned, understanding digital media and social media is concerned. And there can be never a better idea than approaching the students when they are young, because once they understand the intricacies of this, then obviously they will take care of using of the social media and the digital media. And as they grow up, they can not be indulged in any such kind of thing which we put in different categories, in different terminologies, whether we call it the misinformation or disinformation or fake news. Different terms we use for all these purposes. But then disinformation or misinformation, which eventually turn into the fake news, is a big thing. And not only we all are involved in one way or the other into this, but even the established media, the mainstream media, the newspapers, the television channels particularly, they are also involved into the whole thing, knowingly or unknowingly. And normally what happens whenever we watch any news bulletin on any television channel, we assume, I mean, common people always accept that whatever is being told is correct, which exactly is not the case. And TV channels are involved in spreading fake news. So what is important here? How to make out what is the fake news? How can we make out what are the apparatus and tools with the help of which we can understand that where there is some fake news which is happening, and where we need to be beware of all such things. So this whole course has been designed with this purpose, wherein the students can understand the meaning of media literacy. They can understand what all they need to learn while they are using the media, whichever platform they are using, and particularly the web platform, because most of the problems arise there itself. So all these, and then the most important thing is for any common person, that if there is a message on his or her WhatsApp, how he or she can make out that there is something wrong with this message. Now there are tools available, and we will be having different sessions as part of this media literacy program, wherein we will also have the fact checking session, wherein we have roped in a professional person to tell all about this, that how fact checking can be done, so that once you learn that, so whenever any image, not only the written contents but the image also, videos also, so whenever you are receiving any image, any video, and before you decide to forward it to your friends, to your relatives and other people, you must always cross check whether this information is correct or not. And even the mainstream news organization, the television channels, the channels which behave comparatively in a more responsible fashion, they have also tried to use all that kind of mechanism, wherein they can understand that before this news is to be broadcast, this veracity has to be checked and it has to be verified whether all that information which is carried in this news item is correct or not. So we all need to learn this, in fact. So that is how we designed this whole program. Though it is for 12 sessions and 18 hours, but we have tried to include all those things in this whole program, which are necessary to understand, which are necessary to learn. And since we have targeted the school students primarily in this session, so we have requested two schools in Noida, Mayur School and Delhi World Public School, and we are obliged to the authorities in these schools, the principals of these two schools, that who kindly agreed to be part of this whole endeavor, and they motivated their students to be to join this session, and this for us, for Adamas University and Delhi Metropolitan Education, this is part of the CSR activity. This is not a commercial venture for us, because we all as educational institution owe to the society, and we want to discharge that responsibility, wherein we are trying to create awareness among the young people. We want to make them beware of the fake news and a lot of ill information and disinformation and all, so that they are enlightened, they are empowered, and they behave as a more informed citizen in their day-to-day life. So this is a very brief note which I wanted to share with all those people who are there in this session, and I welcome all the participants in this session, particularly our young students, the school students who have found time to join this session. And I believe that whosoever is there will be eventually benefited. Though we will be, I mean, different resource persons will be lecturing on different topics, which we have scheduled on different days. But then we want to make the session participatory, every session participatory, wherein whatever is being delivered by the resource person, any kind of doubt or query which is there in the mind of any participant, you are welcome to ask questions. And the best possible way to ask questions, because it's not possible given the nature of the Zoom or any such platform, that we cannot provide the privilege to everybody to come to join with the video and then ask the questions online, because a lot of intricacies are involved. So we would love if the participants ask question by putting their questions in the chat box, and the resource persons will pick up questions from the chat box only, and and will try to answer those questions to the benefit, to the satisfaction of all the participants. So that will basically the mode of different sessions. And as far as the resource persons are concerned, let me tell you this also, that in every session, we will we different resource persons belonging to Delhi Metropolitan Education and the Adamas University. So we will jointly take different sessions. And as I told you, we have also involved the industry person as far as the fact checking is concerned. So in today's session, as far as the conveners are concerned, let me tell you that as well. On behalf of Delhi Metropolitan Education, I am taking up this responsibility of launching and mooting this whole course and this session. My name is Ambarish Saxena. I am Dean in DME Media School at Delhi Metropolitan Education. And my colleague who has joined hands in this whole endeavor is Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary, who is a Pro Vice Chancellor in Adamas University, and he is also the Dean of the Media Department in that university. If Professor Chaudhary, you are there, then please join. Because he was busy, he was traveling, so I don't know whether he has joined or he might be joining anytime. And as far as the convener of this media literacy course, on behalf of the Adamas University, we have Dr. Asha Singh with us, who is an associate professor in the School of Media, Communication and Fashion in Adamas University. And the other colleague of mine who is the coordinator of this program is Ms. Yashasrika Yadav, who is assistant professor in DME Media School, Delhi Metropolitan Education. And the technical hosting for this whole program is being done by Mr. Ritik Ghosh, who is assistant professor in DME Media School, Delhi Metropolitan Education. So with this brief note, I hand over the rein to Dr. Asha Singh, and I request her to take this session forward.
Thank you, Professor Saxena. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, students, very good evening, good afternoon. We are in between to all of you. And I'm really, really glad that I'll be talking to younger students, because so far we have been engaging with students who are at university level, who are doing their BA, MA, MPhil, PhD. And I'm really glad that I got this opportunity to talk to younger students who are in their teens. And I hope to get interesting questions from you, and I hope to get myself also benefited from this interaction. My name is Dr. Asha Singh. As Professor Saxena already have told you, I'm an associate professor with Adamas University, which is located in Kolkata. And before my academic endeavor, I was a full-time journalist. I was engaged with Hindi print media. I have worked in Delhi. I have worked in Madhya Pradesh. So this was my brief introduction. And today I would like to take you through certain concepts before entering in the media literacy course. You will have professors, instructors in subsequent sessions where they will teach you actual tools of checking fake news and what to do with WhatsApp forwards. But before that, because all of you are students and you are engaging with certain terms, vocabulary, through your textbooks, through your teachers, let me take you through certain vocabularies which will be repeated again and again during this course. So I am sharing PPT. Let me share my screen with you, and I'll go through my presentation to explain to you certain concepts which are relevant for all of us. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible. Is somebody can confirm? Uh, okay. Ritik, is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, okay. So students, my presentation has been titled as Introducing Media Literacy, What, Why, and How. Okay. So there is an outline of this session. There is a schemata. There is a scheme as per which I would be talking about certain issues. So the scheme is that first I would go through certain aspects of media. I would like to explain what is media. I know this is quite a generic term. All of us are aware. We have some idea that what is media, but let me tell you, while we define certain concepts which we are aware of already, it becomes really, really tricky. So let us get into unpacking of this concept. Then we will define what is literacy, because our course is called Media and Literacy Together. So we will slightly unpack literacy before entering this concept called media literacy. Media and literacy, two words are joining hands together and are becoming one term, which is basically a new term which has become part of journalism education as well as a movement. And hence we are reaching out to you as professionals, as educators. We are trying to engage even with younger students. So why are we doing this? Why is media literacy relevant to us? What is the purpose? And how do we become media literate? Are we not literate enough? So do we need another kind of literacy, which is media literacy? Is the question we need to ponder upon. Okay. So what is media? We are surrounded by media. हम घिरे हुए हैं media से चारों तरफ. I can take this liberty of being a bilingual instructor in this session, because I know you are situated in Noida and you are at least comfortable in two languages, English and Hindi. Okay, so we are surrounded by media. हमारे चारों तरफ media है. Let me get into a slightly complex definition. Media is both transmission method and the content. Don't worry, I'll explain. What is transmission method? Media is basically a platform through which you get certain content, you consume certain content. So we have television, we have applications, जिसको short में apps कहा जाता है, we have websites, we have video games, we have newspapers. Just give me a moment. I'll get back to you. Just give me a moment. Okay. One second. I'll get back to you in a moment. You should keep your questions ready, because I know questions are really important for all of us to understand our concepts better. I'm just removing this background because this background is creating some issue. Let me do that first and then I'll get back to you in a while. Okay. So I hope it's better. Okay. I hope my screen is still visible. Ritik?
Yes, ma'am, it's perfectly fine.
Yes, ma'am,
Please
it's visible.
proceed.
Okay, okay.
Thanks.
So I was basically explaining that we are surrounded by media. We have media all around us, and we have video games. You actually are a generation who grew up with video games. We were a generation who had slightly less access to video games. Then we have magazines, newspapers. We have billboards. Billboards are actually those big boards which are all around us when we are walking on roads, when we are traveling to our schools, when we have big messages on these big boards, we have advertisement on these billboards. Then we have radio, which is quite an old medium, and you are aware that radio has been for more than a century now. It has existed. We have social media. So media surrounds us. And media is basically nothing but different ways of communicating and disseminating information, news, entertainment, and advertisement. So why do we need to understand media in a greater manner? What is the purpose? Because media affects us and our society. Media हमें और हमारे समाज को बहुत प्रभावित करता है. That's why we are engaging in this course. It has impacted us in recent times a lot. Though it has been impacting the human society since its advent, it has impacted in the recent times a lot, and we'll get to know about it. We are aware that media and its technology has changed over the years, and it is a rapidly changing world. This is a very symbolic kind of PPT where you can see this picture where telephones size and shape is changing. From the left hand side, the second telephone is the telephone my generation grew up with. We had this telephone with a receiver, but your generation is perhaps growing with a different kind of telephone. So it is changing, it is rapidly changing. You can see on the right hand side, there are certain pictures which are depicting the change in media. So the first written words arrived as medium of disseminating information. मतलब हमें सूचनाएं कैसे मिलती हैं? लिखित शब्दों से मिलने की शुरुआत होती है. हालांकि मौखिक orally information used to be disseminated before written word arrived, but when written word arrived in the scenario, you had people carving out written words on stones, and hence other people used to read those stones. You have reminiscence of Ashoka pillar and many such pillars where words were carved out. Then you had printing press. Printing press arrived in the scene. In fact, you'll get into details of all this media and different kind of media technology in subsequent class, and you'll get to know what kind of media existed before, what kind of media existed now. And this so let me get back to this picture where the second person in the right hand side is depicting a printing press where words are being printed and they are arriving to us in form of books and texts. And later on, which has not been represented here, but television and radio arrived in the scene. And later in 90s, internet arrived. And when internet arrived, till printed words, until radio, until television, things were still a little slow. Technology was still changing slowly. But when email arrived, when internet arrived, when Twitter arrived, when Facebook arrived, things became so rapid that it became uncontrollable. And hence we are here. Hence we are engaging in this topic. Okay. So how and where do we consume media? We consume media everywhere, both as consumers and as producers. Let me explain this to you. Earlier, your parents' generation and your grandparents' generation grew up with media where they were consumers. They were only reading newspapers, or they were only listening to radio. They were watching television. They were not creating content when they were growing up. But nowadays, all of us are not just consuming media content, we are also creating, we are writing on social media all the time. We are sending messages. So we are producers also. We produce, we make our content too. Here there is a very interesting cartoon which I found. A priest is basically presiding over a marriage ceremony, and he is usually they say, I pronounce you husband and a wife. This becomes the final word. But after this priest is saying, you may update your Facebook status. So even our everyday practices, rituals, marriage ceremony, everything is characterized by social media, where you see People are people are creating content about their everyday life. They want everyone to know, they want to disseminate their everyday events on social media as well. Hence we are producers. Let me move on to the next concept, literacy. Now we have understood what is media. We have some understanding of different types of media. The second term, which is part of our coursework, is literacy. And let me spend some time over literacy. So who is a literate in India? As per Indian census of 2011, Indian census is a process which is done by Indian government. Every 10 years they count how many numbers of people are there, कितने लोग हैं हमारे देश में, वो क्या उनका साक्षरता दर क्या है, उनकी पढ़ाई लिखाई कितनी हुई है, उनके घर में क्या क्या सामान है, वो कौन सी भाषाएं बोलते हैं. So census is a big process. You might be aware about it, you might not be aware about it, but you'll get to know about it because the next census is coming next year in 2021. So as per census, the census defines literate person as a person who is between 7 and who is above 7 years of age and who can read and write in any language. So a person who can read and write in any language is a literate person. Literacy is basically capacity to read and write. Okay, you are aware that. Now let me go to the next slide. So, Indian census definition is slightly limited. We have a even more comprehensive definition. There are other agencies also who are defining what is literacy. In India, any person who is above 7 is and who can read and write is considered literate and and is noted down as a literate person. But literacy has expanded. The definition of literacy has expanded as per UNESCO. United Nations की संस्था है UNESCO. Literacy is the ability to identify, understand, interpret, create, communicate, and compute using printed and written material associated with varying contexts. I know things are slightly unfamiliar, certain words are slightly unfamiliar, but literacy is something beyond reading and writing. This definition is trying to convey that literacy is something beyond reading and writing. It is also an ability to understand. It is also an ability to interpret, absorb करना, उसको समझना और उसको communicate करना. जो भी हम मीडिया में देख रहे हैं, उसको पढ़ने और समझने के बजाय उसको क्या हम किसी और को कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हैं, ये लिटरेसी के डेफिनेशन का दायरा बढ़ जाता है यहाँ पर. So let me move on to the next slide. So are media and literacy connected? Has literacy changed with changing media? There are certain complicated definitions. I'm not going into that. I'm just telling you that with advent of every new technology, जब भी कोई नई तकनीक आती है, जैसे मान लीजिए कि कंप्यूटर आता है, कंप्यूटर का आविष्कार होता है, तो कंप्यूटर लिटरेसी becomes a thing. तो लिटरेसी का दायरा बढ़ता जाता है जैसे जैसे कोई नई तकनीक आती है. तो मीडिया के बहुत सारे प्रकार आ चुके हैं, इसीलिए मीडिया के साथ लिटरेसी शब्द को जोड़ दिया गया है. So media and literacy are hugely connected because media has been expanding the scope of literacy. So what is media literacy? Media literacy is basically the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, create, and act using all forms of communication. Yani, media literacy is an ability which goes beyond reading and writing. Can we have the material which we are looking at television or which we are looking at our tablets or telephone? Can we evaluate that material? Can we create meaningful messages using our devices? Media literacy is all about that. Let me move on to the next slide. Media literacy is also access to skills. Skills, you must be aware what is skill. Skill is basically kaushal, क्षमता, किसी चीज को करने की क्षमता. So basically media literacy is skill to listen, to read, to write, and critical comprehension. I'll get back to this critical word in a short while. Please stay with me. Then media literacy is not just skill, but also access to technology. Unless and until we have technology in our hand, we won't be able to practice our literacy. Even if we know how to listen, how to read, how to write, how to critically comprehend something, if we don't have that technology in our hand, if we don't have a computer, if we don't have devices, we won't be able to access different kind of media content, different kind of media messages. And media literacy is access to information from multiple sources. So media literacy is also access to those devices, plus those devices are emanating different kind of information. वो सूचनाएं दे रहे हैं हमें, जैसे हमारा कंप्यूटर या हमारा मोबाइल फोन या टेलीविजन हमें सूचना, समाचार, मनोरंजन, तमाम प्रकार की चीजें हमें दे रहा है. तो ये हमें उपलब्ध है क्या? Can we, do we have these things available with us? Is also part of media literacy. Let me go to the other feature. Media literacy is capacity to analyze and evaluate. You must be aware what is evaluation. आप लोगों की कॉपियां चेक होती होंगी जब भी आप एग्जाम लिखते हैं. आप लोगों के आंसर्स को आपके टीचर्स एनालाइज करते होंगे. So analysis and evaluation is a very important part in media literacy. But how do we analyze and evaluate? कैसे किया जाता है analysis और evaluation? Basically, analysis and evaluation can be done by asking questions and trying to answer them. So if we look at a media content or a media message, कोई television ad देखी हमने, or we watched a web series, there are different symbols in it. Can we interpret those symbols? Can we ask questions about those symbols? If we look at media messages, can we figure out what is the purpose of this particular media message, or this particular cinema we are looking at, or this particular advertisement we are looking at? Can we figure out the purpose कि ये विज्ञापन हमें क्यों दिखाया जा रहा है, और जो हमें दिखाया जा रहा है उसके पीछे सबूत क्या है, क्या वो सच है? सपोज कि कोई सूचना आती है आपके पास, सपोज you get a WhatsApp message that till 2022 all schools will remain shut. Will you believe in it, or will you ask for evidence? Will you cross check for evidence? इसके बारे में आगे आने वाले क्लासेस में आप और सीखेंगे. And then what is the consequence of the media message we are getting? So through our WhatsApp, through our social media platforms, through television, whatever we are consuming, whatever we are watching, what is the purpose of it? What is the purpose of it? What will be the consequence of it? अगर हम वो मैसेज ग्रहण करते हैं तो उसका क्या प्रभाव पड़ेगा, is a question we should be asking. So a person who is trying to become media literate will be asking these questions. Okay, and then the final part, creating an act. Create an act. We are not just consumers. You remember we had a slide in the beginning where we had written in this world where we are surrounded by media, we are not just consumers, we are also producers. So we are creating media messages on our own. Here media message is simply media content जो हम मीडिया पर अगर अपना कोई वीडियो बनाकर डालते हैं, या कुछ ट्विटर पे लिखते हैं, या फेसबुक पे अपडेट करते हैं, या इनफैक्ट कोई पॉडकास्ट करते हैं. आपने कम्युनिटी रेडियो स्टेशन के बारे में सुना होगा. हियर आई हैव गिवन अ पिक्चर ऑफ अ कम्युनिटी रेडियो स्टेशन which is in NCR, hence I utilized this picture. नेशनल कैपिटल टेरिटरी गुड़गांव में गुड़गांव की आवाज कम्युनिटी रेडियो स्टेशन चलता है, जहां पे women of the village are recording messages, recording issues which is around them, and are trying to disseminate, trying to convey it to others in the community. So are we capable of doing that? That will make us media literate. Can we compose evidence-based content in different forms using digital tools and technologies? Can we use our mobile phone? Can we use a recorder? Can we use a camera inbuilt in our mobile phones to create our content which can be disseminated to communicate something meaningful? And while we are communicating something, can we reflect on our communication behavior? हम किस प्रकार की चीजें लोगों तक बांटना चाहते हैं या लोगों के साथ information share करना चाहते हैं? What is our behavior? What is our method when we are communicating these messages to other people? कोई भी WhatsApp हम share करते हैं, एक सूचना या knowledge हम share कर रहे हैं किसी के साथ, हम किस प्रकार की सूचना या किस प्रकार का नॉलेज शेयर कर रहे हैं? What kind of information we are sharing? Are we trying to solve problems in family, in workplace, in our schools, in community, in this nation and in this world while we create media messages, while we act on social media? So these are important activities to become media literate, and voluntary and involuntary, we are becoming part of it. We all are part of it. I'm sure because my generation became part of this digital world quite later in a day. We were born, I was born in early 80s and I got a mobile phone in 2007. So we are basically digital migrants. So we were not part of this digital world. We grew up in a pre-digital era, pre-internet era, and then we migrated to this digital world. But I'm sure most of you students who are in class 11th and 12th, you are netizens. You were born into this era. You are perhaps younger to these social media platforms. You are younger to internet. We were a generation who are pre-internet era, and hence your responsibility and your access to media world is even much more. So this media literacy coursework is really, really important to you as well, and more because you are a generation who is surrounded from the very beginning. Okay. Let me move on to the next slide. Now, there was a word I had used previously in one of the slides, critical thinking, critical comprehension. So I have been insisting, telling you again and again that whatever information, media message, media content, they all are synonyms to each other. Okay? थोड़ा बहुत इनमें difference है, but आपके लिए समझने के लिए आप ये समझिए कि whatever media is disseminating to us, the information or message or media content is basically we have to engage in that particular content in a critical manner, as in we have to go deeper, we have to dig deeper. We cannot just look at media content on its surface and simply not think about it, because media content, because social media posts, because WhatsApp forwards are causing a lot of they are causing benefit also, but they also have caused harm. Hence we need to think before we post something on social media, before we forward something. So what do we do before doing that? We critically engage in it, we take in information, analyze from different perspectives, and then compare it with other similar information. I gave you that example of school. What if you get a WhatsApp forward tomorrow which says all schools till 2020 will be closed? Will you believe it? No. You will analyze it. You will look at other sources. You will Google it. You will look for news websites, whether this information is given on other news websites also. And then evaluate the information, reach a conclusion whether this information is true or not, and then we will forward it, or we will not forward it, or we will forward it with a caution. So this will inform our action of forwarding a media message will be informed after we have gone through certain processes. After we have analyzed that media content, we will move forward. Our choices will be informed. Okay, let me move ahead. So why is media literacy relevant to us? We have been spending some time over this, but still let me summarize it because summarization can keep us together in this classroom. Our times are marked by an overload and abundance of information. We need to widen our literacy skills to keep up with these changes. So we need to just walk together with the changes which are happening. You can see in this picture where there is a person who is overloaded with several media forms, who is overloaded with television and wires and whatnot. Okay, so Professor Ujjwal K. Chaudhary has entered. Let me,
Yes, he's there.
yeah.
Dr. Asha Singh, you please continue. Once you finish, then we will invite Professor Chaudhary.
Okay, okay. I'll just. Is my screen visible yet? Or
It's there.
it's there. Okay. So we need to widen our literacy skills to keep up with these changes, and we need to separate facts from fiction and opinion. Now you'll say, ma'am, you have introduced another two topics, facts and fiction and opinion. Why are you doing so? We have been discussing this in previous slides without using these words. We are using these words just to make you aware that there are certain things which are verifiable, which are known as facts. For example, if I say that your school is located in Noida, this will be a fact. If I say your school is the your students are not good enough, this might be an opinion. It could be an opinion of a particular person, and it might not be a fact. Okay, so we need to enhance our literacy skills to keep up with fast changing world of media and to from fiction and opinion. Okay, so media literacy would make us better decision makers. It will make us better listeners, better readers, and better content creators. Because believe it or not, apart from listening and reading, we are going to create content on social media. We cannot stop we cannot keep ourselves away from social media. I know all of us will be going there and creating some or the other content, or even if we are not creating content, we'll be forwarding WhatsApps. So media literacy will equip us to wait for a moment, analyze that content, and then decide what to do with it. So it will make us better decision makers. Okay. So to analyze media messages, we need to ask certain questions. First, you ask who created this message. Whatever WhatsApp forward we are getting, whatever television program we are seeing, we should ask who created this message. Second question, what methods were used to attract my attention? For example, I am using several pictures in most of my slides where I'm trying to gather your attention, because I know young students can get bored with only texts कि केवल अक्षर ही अक्षर दिखाई दे रहे हैं, कोई फोटो दिखाई नहीं दे रही. If there are certain cartoons and pictures or colors, it will attract my attention. So you should ask from a media message or a particular media content, what attraction gaining technique are they using? Why are they so attractive to me? Why am I drawn towards it? Then you should ask, I am interpreting this message in a certain way. How would other people interpret this message? How would other people understand this message? Will they understand this message the way I am understanding? What points of views are included? Because one particular media content will not have all points of view. हर मीडिया मैसेज में कुछ खास नजरिए शामिल होते हैं और कुछ नजरिए एक्सक्लूड किए जाते हैं, बाहर रखे जाते हैं. तो इस मीडिया मैसेज में या इस व्हाट्सएप फॉरवर्ड में या इस वेब सीरीज में या इस फिल्म में जो मैं देख रहा हूं या देख रही हूं, किन लोगों का नजरिया शामिल है और किन लोगों का नजरिया नहीं शामिल है। और अंततः वी शुड आस्क, why was this message sent? Here message, again and again I'm repeating, message is basically media content. So why was this film shown to us? Why was this radio message is sent or broadcasted? Why this newspaper item is appearing in the newspaper? What is the intent? मकसद क्या है, लक्ष्य क्या है जो हम देख रहे हैं मीडिया मैसेज को, उसको भेजने के पीछे लक्ष्य क्या है? तो एक छोटा सा उदाहरण देना चाहूंगी. दिस इज अ पिक्चर. If we are not paying closer attention, I would assume that this picture is just an advertisement. But actually, this is not an advertisement. In next subsequent classes, you will get to know how to do reverse image search. I'm not going into those details. I'm simply giving you a small example. Even I understood, if I am a passerby and I see this picture as a billboard on road, I'll assume, okay, चलो कोई advertisement होगा, कोई विज्ञापन होगा किसी cold drink का. But later on, when I probed in, I got to know that no, this was actually a billboard and it was a satire and commentary on water shortage in Chennai. And this was a photograph by a photographer called Sharad Haksar, who was basically commenting upon water shortage in Chennai. And this was not an advertisement. But at a first glance, I thought this might be an advertisement and I did not bother about it. But a person who is media literate will think about it, will try to search it. And how will they search it? You will later learn in subsequent classes. I'm not going into details. So we will ask, yeah, we already have covered this. Who created this message? Because all media is created by people or a group of people, and people decide what to include and what not to include, and hence it is important to know who created the content and what choices they made. Okay, what methods were used to attract my attention? I will be attracted by which particular element of this message? Why was this message interesting to me? I think I've already covered this, but yes, this is a question which is required to be repeated again and again, because we tend to forget to ask questions to media content we are consuming. Different viewpoints, different people, because people are creating media content, different people will have different viewpoints. उनका नजरिया अलग होगा. और नजरिया किस बात पर आधारित होता है? नजरिया, उनका perspective, उनके viewpoints are dependent on their age. Suppose if I am a young student, I will interpret a media content differently, cinema differently. If I am a girl or a boy or some other gender, a particular media message will have a different impact on me. What is my social status? Which class I belong to? If I have a bigger purchasing power, I might get attracted to advertisement which is showing a mobile phone, an expensive mobile phone. But I might not get attracted to it if I don't have that kind of purchasing power. And what belief system, what kind of belief system I was raised into will also impact my interpretation of that particular message. So whenever we are analyzing a message, we are also analyzing ourselves कि हम इस मैसेज को जो समझ रहे हैं उसके पीछे क्या कारण है, मैं कौन हूँ. मैं नोएडा में सिचुएटेड एक 16 साल का युवक हूँ जो एक मैसेज को इस प्रकार से देखता है. तो ये हमारे बारे में भी अवेयरनेस बढ़ाता है. Then we will, if we are aware about us, if we are aware about the media messages, if we are aware about the content which different kind of people are creating differently, we will be aware what kind of inclusion and what kind of exclusion has been made. किनके नजरिए को शामिल किया गया है, किनके नजरियों को नहीं शामिल किया जाता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, बच्चों के नजरियों को जो स्कूलों में पढ़ते हैं, हो सकता है कई बार उनका पर्सपेक्टिव ध्यान में नहीं रखा जाता होगा क्योंकि वो वोटर्स नहीं है या वो डिसीजन मेकर्स नहीं है. तो क्या जब आप कोई मीडिया मैसेज देखते हो तो आप सोचते हो कि ये मुझे ध्यान में रख के बनाया गया है क्या? मेरे नज़रिए को ध्यान में रखा गया है क्या? या केवल किन्हीं खास लोगों को ध्यान में रखा गया है? क्योंकि हर सिक्के के 2 पहलू होते हैं और हर एक मीडिया मैसेज के कई पहलू हो सकते हैं। किस पहलू को टच कर रहा है ये मैसेज? We need to ask. So I think I will conclude here and I'll let Professor Saxena take ahead from here.
Thank you, Dr. Asha Singh. Your lecture was indeed very informative, and I believe that the students would have benefited a lot because this was the very first session and yours was the very first lecture. And I mean, you tried to include all aspects of media literacy, and thankfully, I mean, given the requirement of the students at the school level, so you try to touch upon everything at the base, and I believe that this clarity would have definitely been there on the part of the students. Now, I will invite Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary, who is a Pro Vice Chancellor in Adamas University and Dean in the School of Media, Communication, and Fashion, to address us all, and particularly talking about this course and the whole idea behind. Meanwhile, I will request all the student participants that if they have any doubts, any queries which they wish to ask to Dr. Asha Singh, so they will put up all their questions in the chat box. So I invite Professor Chaudhary to please address us.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Amrish Saxena. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Please.
So, young ladies and gentlemen in the audience, I'm just now traveling by road after a 6-day road trip. Just now between Kharagpur and Kolkata, I was all across Jharkhand, Odisha, and returning to Calcutta just now. By late night, I mean maybe around 9 p.m., we'll be at home. This trip was also for a similar purpose, how to understand what sort of, careers in communication and how media literacy makes an important role or important aspect there. It was on that. I'm really happy today that DME College, DME Academy of which is affiliated to Indraprastha University, Delhi, and Adamas University, Kolkata, two distinguished higher education institutes of two different parts of India, particularly East and North, have come together to address youngsters on this issue of media literacy. I would like to note, you are all 17, 18, 19-year-old. You are now being given the right to select your own government. You have been given the right of voting. Either this year or next year, you will be starting to vote. Why can't you decide for yourself the right and wrong thing of communication as well? When you watch a film, how do you know it's a good film or an average film or a bad film? Storytelling is one aspect, but there are various other aspects. Whether the film makes a healthy entertainment or an entertainment which is very frivolous. So media literacy tells you that. When you get a forward on your WhatsApp or any other form of communication, how do you look at that picture or that news item and actually understand whether it is false content or not? People call it fake news. I would like to tell you all, if it is news, it cannot be fake. News is about truth. And if it is fake, it cannot be news. What it can be is false content. Galat sanchar, yeah, galat content which is being given to you. Now, this false content, how do you understand? Looking at a picture, looking at the car numbers, the numbers on the vehicles, looking at the language on which the shops names are written, looking at the dress of the people, their complexion, looking at many aspects, you can actually tell whether what has been claimed and what is being shown are right or wrong, or the same or not. That's the beginning of understanding false content. Even without using technology, only by common sense, you can understand. If it is a startling factor, ekdam dil dahlane wali baat ho, but you have not read it in a newspaper, you have not seen it anywhere else, only in WhatsApp, be 99% sure it is false. Because if it is really a big issue, it will be there in the newspaper or the television channel or other places. So therefore, it is important. Then there are technological issues also. As Dr. Asha was just now saying, I heard her, reverse imaging. I am sure you will learn about it in the next few days. How do you look at a picture and break the picture in such a manner that you can actually understand whether the picture has right or wrong. For example, there was an image which was showing the Queen of England and some leaders of Rashtriya Swayamsevak bowing their heads to the Queen. When the reverse imaging was done, it was found the Queen of London or Queen of Britain, that her picture, her image rather, was put on the image of a goddess Bhavani. So two different images were mixed up to create an impression as if RSS was bowing down to this, Queen of England, which was not right. Similarly, there was a message: take pride that Jana Gana Mana is the best UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. UNESCO has voted Jana Gana Mana as the best anthem of the world. Then there was another message: the United Nations, UN, has considered or ranked Prime Minister Modi as the best Prime Minister of the world. By the way, UN never does these things. If one just searches it, easy Google search can tell, UN never selects any country's anthem as the best anthem, because all the countries are equal member states of the UN. UN never tells this leader or that leader is great, because all the countries are equal members of UN. Now, this was an important point, but a search would have made this farce open. So it's important that you know the simple ways of understanding a false content and a right content. How do you understand what is right or false? What is right or false, you'd understand only if you are informed about these things. So please, and this, make a good use of these 18 hours, 12 sessions, so that you start understanding. Even your parents, your grandparents, my parents, many people keep on receiving such false thing. For example, I'll give you another example. Recently, I got a call on my phone. Someone was telling that I'm calling for Kaun Banega Crorepati and you have got a 25 lakhs award. We will need your bank details to give the money. And I told that idiot, see, first of all, you have come to a wrong person. Kaun Banega Crorepati, one of the executive producers, is my ex-student. They don't have this sort of award system on phone. That's one. But otherwise also, you would have been completely found wrong. Kaun Banega Crorepati, you have to win there. You have to get selected, win there to get money. Account details, clone my account or clone my details and then thereby take off the money. The point is, you have to know these things now. As you are entering into adulthood in 18 years of age and beyond, you must know what is false, what is right, what is in your interest, what is not, what is bad cinema, what is fair and lovely film, and it proposed extraordinary when you are fair. So one of my ex-students, Puneet Sikka, took up this battle against them, went to Advertising Standards Council of India, ASCI, put up a case there that why fair should be considered as something big. And that's how the case she won. And Fair and Lovely now is renamed as Glow and Lovely. So a dark face also can glow. A fair face also can glow. A dark face can be lovely or beautiful. A fair face can be lovely or beautiful. So this is the power of being media literate. If you are media literate, you can even fight all such false content. You know how false content was spread and that led to murders and lynching of people in Palghar, lynching of so-called thieves in Jharkhand, lynching of some 2 people who went to a hilly area of Assam. People have been lynched and killed. There was a rumor spread on WhatsApp about beef in a refrigerator, and that man was killed. Akhlaq was killed. There was a rumor about some animals being taken in a truck by one Mr. Pehlu Khan in Rajasthan, who actually bought these cows to get milk out of them. And it was said that he was taking it for killing the cows. And that led to his killing, a murderous attack on him. There has been lynching and there has been such similar things too many times. And therefore, it's important that every adult false and what is true, what is good and bad in communication, because otherwise the power of communication, which makes you informed, which makes you powerful, can make you also negative. Communication is empowering. Communication is agitating also. Can be killing as well. I appreciate the 2 premier academic institutes of North India, Delhi NCR, which is DME and Kolkata, to come together. And our promise is to continue this series with many schools and address a couple of thousands of youngsters over the next 1 year. It starts with you. You are a part of history today. Is the maiden workshop on media literacy organized by DME Academy and Adams University together. First time ever in the country that 2 important higher education institutions of 2 parts of India have come together. Just as you, the Noida students today, are listening to this, there will be a series where Calcutta, Odisha, Bihar, Jharkhand, and similarly Western UP, Delhi, Haryana, their students will also participate in this. Gradually, it will be a large family of youngsters who are trained on media literacy. I congratulate all the members of the group, especially Dr. Ambarish Saxena, my colleague, Dr. Asa Singh, Professor Yashaswika from DME, and everyone else for organizing this program. I'm happy that even in spite of being traveling and with a low connectivity, I have been fortunate for the last 10 minutes to be online and address you. Thank you very much, young and all. The chat box is not enabled, sir. Please enable the chat box for the students to write their comments and questions and make it interactive, not just a class lecture. Youngsters, please talk, ask questions. Dr. Ambarish Saxena is a doyen of scholar of communication. Dr. Asa Singh is an expert in media literacy. I hope they will guide you. And there are many more resource people who would be talking to you as you go ahead. So make it your mission. You will bust all false content or so-called fake news. And you learn to do this in the next 5 to 7 days or 8 days as this program continues. Over to you, Dr. Ambarish Saxena, Dean, DME Media Academy.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Chaudhary, for taking time out and making this address from the moving car. I mean, you are really a person who are ready to deliver whatever might be the circumstances. And really, it's really an adventure.
Sir, you are in a studio. Please look at the green India around.
Yeah, we are looking at it.
This is the greenery of our country. I just had a dhawa lunch, very healthy dhawa lunch. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chaudhary. I request my colleague Ritik Ghosh to make sure that this chat box is enabled. I don't know why. I mean, if there is any
The chat
problem.
box is enabled.
Okay,
If
okay,
you can just turn on the chat box, the questions are coming in.
okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. Dr. Asha Singh, if you can just find out if there are any questions in the chat box.
There's a question that, sir, will we be getting any support material like PPT that ma'am has made?
Yes, certainly we can think of, I mean, we haven't thought of this, but we can think of providing some PPT, etc. Otherwise, I mean, if I can tell you honestly, we have designed all the sessions in a way wherein the basics are the fundamentals of that topic are made clear to you all, and then we take up your question. But certainly we will think about this. I should think it should
Dr.
not be,
Saxena,
yeah,
Dr. Saxena, I can suggest
yeah.
if all the participants, if all the participants' email IDs are known, all the study materials can be mailed later on to them. That's one. And
Yeah.
apart from that, even in the chat box also PPTs can be shared. And
Mm.
obviously on the mail it can be done. And
No.
if in the long run, if there is
Mm.
any WhatsApp group or any other, then also there can be shared. But it is good idea to share the learning resources with the young minds who can then go deeper into that at their own time.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, I mean, going by your suggestion, we will do it, but we will do it after the sessions, not before the sessions.
Okay.
Right. So, and we, I don't know. I think everybody's email should be with us because in the registration, we ask for the email ID and the mobile number. So we will send all PPTs after the sessions to all those who have registered for this course. Right. So,
Um,
any question from the participants? Any question pertaining to the topic which was there today and which was taken up by Dr. Asha Singh? So, if dear participants, any one of us has any question which you wish to ask, then please ask that.
Actually, I can't see questions in the chat box.
Yeah. So okay. If there are no questions, then I will request Dr. Asha Singh to that if you can make some concluding remarks, and then we can wind up the session.
Okay. Okay, students. Ritik, I just wanted to know whether I am not able to see questions or there are questions, because you told that there are questions related to PPT, because I can't see any question in my chat box.
You are a co-host, so you should be able to see the chat.
I am seeing chat of Professor Chaudhary, and then there
Yes.
was a message from Delhi Metropolitan that yeah, please remove your.
Yeah,
So
that was me only. So,
yeah,
if
there
you
are
can
no more
see
questions.
Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary's chat, then you should be able to. Just before that, there is one chat, Ananya Sharma. She
Okay, I
had put
don't.
up that, sir, will we be able to
Okay. Okay.
get support material like
Yeah.
PPTs and all?
Okay.
Okay,
But
just
then
one question, because I can't see any questions here
okay,
which is raised.
Hmm.
I mean, then this means there are no questions. You can simply make a concluding remarks, and then we will wind up.
Okay, okay. Okay, students. So I really hope that you will ask questions in the subsequent sessions, because this was a session on concepts and key terms. So I think you may have broadly understood what is media, what is literacy, and what is media literacy together. So in one word, I would like, or in a couple of sentences, I would like to say media literacy is simply capacity to become more educated with respect to media. जैसे हम किताब पढ़ने में सक्षम है, वैसे मीडिया को पढ़ने में सक्षम हो जाएं, मीडिया को ग्रास्प करने में सक्षम हो जाएं, और मीडिया के ऊपर जो हम कंटेंट क्रिएट करते हैं सोशल मीडिया के ऊपर, वो मीनिंगफुल हो, फेक नहीं हो, फैक्ट बेस्ड हो, और वो कुछ पर्पस के साथ क्रिएट किया गया हो. So media literacy is basically an enabling exercise for us, in which we will be capable enough to understand media which we are consuming, and we will be capable enough to create meaningful content on our social media platforms or on YouTube. If we decide to become a YouTuber tomorrow, if we decide to do podcasts, we will be able to create good, meaningful, fact-based content which will help others, which will help educate others or entertain others in meaningful way. I'm not saying that we shouldn't use media for entertainment purpose. Entertainment can be very healthy and very educative, but we should be really capable of creating good kind of content. So media literacy is all about dealing and navigating media in meaningful way. So that is my concluding remark.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Asha Singh. So that is how we reach towards the conclusion of this session. And let me tell you this, though the schedule has already been shared with all the participants, that today was the first day. And now we will continue this for 12 days, which will be spread to a span from today to 30th of October. Tomorrow we will not have any session, and the next session, the second session, will happen on day after tomorrow, that is on 14th of October. And that session we will have at 4:15. Today we had this at 4, but so that will be a slightly late, 15 minutes late. So you all are requested to join at 4:15, and I will also ask you all that you join please on time, so that the time is not wasted, because today we had to wait for about 15-20 minutes till the time you all kept joining. So just make it a point that everybody will be here at 4:15 on 14th, so that we can start on time and we can start and we can finish within the stipulated time. And I also wish that since this was the first session, so that would have been the form the basis of this course, and which will also enable you to further think on this subject. And then from the next session onwards, you should be in a position to ask the questions. And you can yourself go through on some more material from your own sources, so that you understand that what this whole media literacy is about, what all is expected from the young minds, the role that the young people like you need to play in a time which we are passing through during this COVID-19 period. It has been a setback to us all. And besides whatever other setbacks we all have been facing, which are very much visible, there is one setback which is there, that since the time this COVID-19 has struck during the last 6 months, there has been a spurt in the cases of fake news. So this is a time wherein we have to be comparatively more responsible to deal with this problem of fake news, and as it is being called, the infodemic. So during this pandemic, we are facing the problem of wrong information being spread. And it is our collective responsibility to fight with this menace of fake news. So to keep ourselves more knowledgeable, more informed, more aware, we can fight out this problem, but we all have to make joint efforts. So I make a call to you all, because without the young people, no change is possible in any country. So you all have to be more informed and more responsible. So I believe that the next session, onward session, will bring more light to different aspects of this media literacy and the misinformation and the disinformation, leading finally to fake news. So that is all in today's session, and we will wait for you for the next session on 14. Thank you all.